socks are off. Flying through the hallway like a disco moth. Pitching to the couch, then I loop through the fan. My tiny whoop's grooving like a funky jam. I dip through the doorway, spin by the cab, bounce off the toaster, yeah, I meant to do that. Neighbors knocking, saying, what's that sound? It's my brush motor soul train getting down. Flying through the curtain, dancing on breeze. Freestyle funk in my living room with ease. Tiny whoop magic, bumping every wall. I'm the James Brown of flight. Can't stop it all. I got LED strobes and a shag rug trail. I'm looping through the lava lamp, leaving a tail. My whoop's got rhythm, my sticks got soul. I'm the pilot of the party. On a roll, TV remotes a gate, the lamps a dive. I'm flying like it's 7.5. No GPS, no rules, no shame. Just a funky little quad in a soul train frame. Move it low, we fly that flow. Spread that gap, no time to nap. No time to nap. Hit that roll, funk and control. Bounce that wall, we fly it all. We fly it all. Tiny whoop love, funky and free. We fly indoors, we fly with glee. Whoop it, loop it, groove it, move it, bounce it, flip it, funk it, rip it, fly that soul, don't lose control. Tiny whoop love gonna make you whole. I thread the needle through the vinyl stacks, bounce off the mirror ball, never looking back. My quad's got soul, it's got style, it's got sass. It dips through the incense like a blast from the past. I'm flying figure eights through the lava lamp glow, dodging house plants like a funky pro. My whoop's got rhythm, my sticks got heat. I'm the pilot of the party with the grooviest beat. I loop through the hallway, I dive by the broom. I'm the disco ghost in your living room. I hit that splitter over grandma's chair. She just claps and says, boy, you got flair. I'm flying freestyle with a velvet touch. My quad so smooth it don't need a clutch. From the shag rug to the ceiling fan, I'm the funky little fly with a master plan. The curtains dancing on the breeze. Freestyle funk in my living room with ease. Tiny whoop magic bumping every wall. I'm the James Brown of flight. Can't stop at all. Can't stop at all. Can't stop at all.
What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Welcome to Monday Q&A and giveaways. We're going to do 4 giveaways around 11 o'clock. The first 3 giveaways are for patrons as a show of my love for them supporting me on this absolutely ridiculous adventure that is making FPV a full-time job. You can join the Patreon right now, or you can bump from the $3 a month tier to the $5 a month tier, and you'll be in those giveaways. There is a $5 a month tier that'll enter you to win Tinywhoop and Toothpick parts. There's a $10 a month tier that'll enter you to win 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop parts. There's a $15 a month tier for 5-inch parts. You can move your tiers around. You can join for the first time in like the next half an hour, and you'll be totally fine. It'll update, and you'll be on tonight's giveaway, and then you'll be in on next month's giveaway, and the month after that, and eventually you'll win something, and it's usually around like $50 worth of stuff, and it'll just show up at your door. You don't have to be on these live streams. You just join the Patreon, support a gangly dude, and eventually you'll get some free shit. How's that sound? Shout out to all the folks that make those giveaways happen. Some, you know, when companies send me stuff to test, when I'm done testing it, if I'm not going to keep it, it goes in the giveaways, or if I don't demolish it. There are folks out there in the audience that have like a bunch of stuff that they're meaning to sell on Facebook Marketplace, but then they realize what an absolute nightmare Facebook Marketplace is every single time, and they just send it to me instead. Shout out to all you beautiful people. CiottiFPV.com is where you go to get to the Patreon link, or you can just go to Patreon and search for CiottiFPV. You'll find me. And there's lots of other ways that you can support this madness over on the website. There's a whole bunch of affiliate links for most websites that you're going to order from. Make sure you hit that affiliate link at some point within like a week or so before you check out, and I'll get a small percentage of your entire order. There's an Etsy store with some fun stuff that you can buy. That helps a ton. There is a Fiverr page. I just added something new to Fiverr, actually. Soldering tutorial session, tips and tricks. I've been soldering for over 10 years now. My father trained me, I guess we could say. My dad worked at Princeton Plasma Physics Lab. He worked on the tokamak nuclear fusion reactor for many, many years when I was growing up. They actually sent him to NASA soldering school. It was a week-long, pretty intensive soldering school that he went to. So I learned from somebody that, you know, has a little bit of an idea of what he's doing. And then I've spent a lot of time over the last 10 years adapting that to FPV, right? Learning to solder for a space station that's going to go up into space for 10, 20, 30 years is a little different to soldering up a 3-inch quad that we're going to hammer into a brick wall at 70 miles an hour and tear apart in a week to a month. So I've spent a bunch of time like sort of adapting the right way to do it, like the perfect way to solder, let's say, to a realistic method that saves you time, saves you energy, because you're just going to take it apart anyway, right? And so, yeah, that's another fun. You know, here's the thing though with Fiverr, you're buying a half an hour or an hour of my time. So if you want to do 10 minutes of soldering tips, 15 minutes of flight instruction, 5 minutes of PID tuning, whatever, you're buying a half an hour or an hour of my time, and you know, you're saving yourself from lots of bad information on Facebook groups and Reddit. So yeah, well worth it. The folks that have done half an hour or hour sessions with me are just like, yeah, okay, I wish I'd done this way sooner. I've wasted X money on Y AIO or set of motors that was the total wrong KV, or yeah. So help yourself out, help me out, and do shit right the first time by getting the good information. I try my best to dump all the good info into these live streams, but you know, it's scattered amongst 1,000 now live streams. We have some really cool tools to find them over on CiottiFPV.com. There's a transcript search that Craig set up, which is just phenomenal. And then on YouTube itself, if you go to someone's channel, there's an itty-bitty little magnifying glass if you're on your desktop, and that does a pretty good job searching through the channel. So lots of ways you can find the info, or if you want to support me, you can, you know, do a one-on-one call and we'll talk through everything. In the chat, there's other ways that you can support me over there. I can't think of them at the moment, though. Thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend, all that good stuff. Let me go to live chat here. I don't know why I didn't change that. Skull901 was first in the chat. Frank Nicholas, FizzPV, McShaky, Uke, Jeremy, Render, really good bad boy, Pedro's Nightmare, Can I Get a Channel, Micro, is that Micromillion, Banks, Mini Blocks, Brainrod FPV, that's a good name, Jimmy the Cow, McMucus, Midnight Rider, Mupshot, UAV Futures, what's up, Mark? How are you, brother? Oh, wait, no, sorry, not UAV Tech, UAV Futures. What's up, Stu? Isn't it, what time is it there? Australia is opposite from us. It's morning there, I guess, then. What's up, brother? Good to see you. FizzPV, the Bruce, Banks again, Can I Get a Channel, P Money, Julio, Douglas 6, Shankin, Nyafu, Whoopfox, Trades of All Josh. That's a very specific name. What's the story behind that one? Just on Task. Flycadelic. Who else do we have? Now's when I'm going to start missing people because YouTube scrolls me to the bottom of the chat for absolutely no reason. Katana MD. Katana MD. As in, like, you use a katana in surgery? That's fun. Denzel the Terrible, Fizz, Bill Bob. I like Bill Bob better than Billy Bob. Whoop Fox, I think I got everybody. What's up, friends? Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging. Do the YouTube things if you'd like. If not, you know. UAV Future says, I'm pretty sure YouTube can set up an auto send for live streams from one channel to another if you guys organize it. I think you have to do that ahead of time, though. I don't think, like, Twitch, what Stu is talking about is like what Twitch does, which is like raids. I think what he's talking about is like raids. In YouTube land, the only thing I've ever seen that's close to that is like when you're presetting the stream up, you can set it to like weirdly redirect. I did it once with like an edit that I put up as a premiere, and then I just never did it again. I think that might be what Stu's talking about. Or maybe if YouTube had any sense whatsoever or cared at all about their live streaming, they would set up so that you could raid each other because, you know, you've got lots of people on your platform making you countless amounts of money by live streaming. Maybe, you know, I don't know, throw them a bone every so often, just once in a while. Make your chat not randomly scroll to the bottom for no reason. Make the live streaming service not crash their computers all the time. You know, it's just little things here or there. Unreal. Jimmy the Cow is looking forward to winning some water slide stickers today. Jimmy the Cow, if you win and if you remind me, I will throw some of the water slide stickers into your package. Nyafu says, "Are your socks off? Your goggles seem to be on at least." The lyrics of the intro and outro songs are absolute gold. FizzPV had artificial intelligence start. I think the way he explains it is he has it take the first pass at the lyrics, and then he comes in and he makes them make some sort of sense, because AI lyrics are typically pretty fucking out there. And then I think maybe he runs it back through or something like that. He does some magic. It's really, really cool. He's a proper musician too. And like the way that he uses machine learning is probably the way that it'll continue to be used in the future, right? Like just using it, just going into ChatGPT or any of the all various ones and just typing in, make me a song with saxophone about FPV, right? And then it churns out some absolute awfulness. That shit, you know, and then the images have 6 fingers and shit like that. That'll go away. But like using it as a tool the way that Fizz does, that'll probably stick around, which is pretty cool. And it's a great way to save time. I'm still somewhat against it. I don't know. It's tough because on one hand, it's like, you know, you better start using it because it's certainly not going away, and you're just going to be the last one using it, and you're just going to hurt yourself. But at the same time, it'll be the death of us all, for absolute certain. Like, we've seen the fucking movies. The machines will eventually just decide that we're a cancer on the earth and they'll take us out. So, you know, I don't want to be a part of that, but it's not like me not using it for my intro and outro songs is going to affect that in any way, shape, or form. Nyafu says, do you have a P.O. box or similar I can send stuff to? I'd like to send some of my FPV gear and Japanese sweets for the giveaways. Yeah, message me. I'll get you my info. UAV Future says, just FYI, I get this message. CiottiFPV doesn't support a secure connection with HTTPS. That is a Linktree problem. There's not much I can do about that. I have the website hosted on Linktree. It's just a super simple little Linktree page. That's weird. Yeah. Nyafu said it's weird because Linktree is a huge website. I'm surprised, but I don't know. I don't know computer things. I just know drones. Nyafu says if the antenna you're using on the 043-inch is the walk snail one, just FYI, it sucks massively. Yeah, it is, and I know. I have a bit of a problem with this build, which is that the way that the ass end of this frame and this antenna mount, most of these antenna mounts like this, and the way that I oriented the 04 light, it's a pretty long run between the UFL and the end of the antenna. And at the moment, this is the only antenna that I have here that's long enough to make that run, which is kind of okay because I've been meaning to destroy. I've been doing a pretty good job destroying these antennas, and this is one of the last ones that I have left. And so, yeah, I'm not going to like. These are my two prototype frames. This is the version 0.1 prototype frame, and this one is getting demolished. Like specifically, I'm just bashing this into shit. It's got all garbage parts in it, analog VTX, old ass kind of useless motors. So like this one is absolutely getting obliterated. To see where it breaks, so that we can beef wherever it breaks up a little bit before we actually cut a bunch of these. This is the version sort of 0.2 prototype that's a split base plate, a little bit closer to what the final version is going to be, if not identical. And so this one I built with a 04 light because I want to see if there's any weirdness in HD video systems with jello from like any kind of weird micro vibrations or oscillations in the arms or anything like that. So like this one, I'm not going to specifically bash into stuff, but I am going to fly this one hard, and so this antenna will probably get broken, and then I'll suck it up and buy an antenna that's the right length. But yeah, that's why this is on here. These walk snail antennas are trash, but they're probably better than like a linear antenna. Maybe not, but they might be. But that one's just going to die. Denzel the Terrible says, hello, I'm here because I heard CiottiFPV was going to... Oh, nope. I almost said it. But I won't. Off access with a 149 Canadian Californian super chat. Thank you, brother, with a little mustache. Look at that. Cole says, Denzel the Terrible's been banned from the stream. He has not. Cole says, I like William Robert instead of Billy Bob. That's pretty good. FizzPV says, I use 3 different AI models with a lot of my personal training. I'm using it like a producer and audio engineer, using the AI the same as I would use actual musicians. There you guys go. Zach is... Only the old people will get that one. Zach is doomed by the bell. Says, am I crazy for thinking about the HDZero Halo stack for a 3.5-inch build? Yes. It's $140 and 70 amps, but there really aren't many other 20x20 stacks available right now. Yeah, I mean, for sure, you're crazy, but you're also absolutely right that there are not many. There's not much, like... It's really frustrating trying to buy anything in FPV right now. I feel like each website will have like 1, maybe 2 of a given thing in stock. Like 2 20x20 flight controllers in stock, 2 20x20 ESCs in stock, 1 stack in stock. Here's what I'll say. If you do that, and then someday you decide you don't want that 3.5-inch build together, and you want to switch that stack over to a 5-inch rig, awesome. Here's the problem with it, though. If you fly that 3.5-inch rig hard in locations that are unrecoverable, and you lose the damn thing forever, That sucks. So it's tough, dude. It's really tough. For me, 10 years ago when I got into FPV, I was unemployed, and so I did it as cheaply as I possibly could for the first 2 years. It's why I didn't fly or build a single 5-inch rig for my first 2 or so years. And micros were so much cheaper. I mean, they still are, but they're not that much cheaper anymore. But yeah, back then you could get like 20 by 20, 20 amp, 15 amp, 25 amp components for $30, $25. Nowadays, like it's barely cheaper. Like the motors are certainly a little bit less, not that much less. The electronics are maybe like $10 less, maybe $20 less. The problem that I've always run into, and the reason why the build planning sessions that I do over on Fiverr are typically really valuable, is that a lot of those less expensive electronics are trash, and you'll buy them and they'll catch on fire. HDLRC. Whenever I talk about electronics catching on fire, my allergies get triggered. It's weird. And so you'll spend, $30-$40 on an ESC, and you'll plug it in and it catches on fire, and hopefully it doesn't take the flight controller with it, right? And so like it's always been tough with the cheap electronics, because there was a good chance that they would just implode immediately, and then it's like, cool, I saved $20, but it lasted 3.5 batteries, and now you got to rebuy all over again, and so it's tough. But yeah, that's you're not wrong. That's for sure. I wish I had a better answer for you, but Nyafu says, if you could tell the chat that saying, yeah, I agree, but they should be smaller, and similar incomplete sentences become meaningless unless answered super quickly on stream. What? Oh, yeah, right. So that's why I read the actual question aloud, so that anybody listening I don't just say like, Zach is doomed to a bill. The answer to your question is yes. All right, next. Right. That's why it's important to like read the actual question, because plenty of people just listen to these live streams. Billy Bob, make sure you put one I in Ciotti. CiottiFPV. It didn't turn orange for me, but I just happened to see it. But not Billy Bob. Sorry, Bill Bob. Bill Bob says, do you race at all? I do not. Early days of FPV. Okay, so before FPV, in my 20s and 30s, I basically got into FPV in my mid 30s. All of my 20s and half of my 30s, previous to FPV, I was super into motorsport, autocross, track days. I was an instructor for about 7 or so years, and very competitive in the autocross world. Up in South Jersey, I actually was the chair of the entire South Jersey autocross program for a couple of years before I moved over to being their instructor chief. And then when I moved down to Charleston, I was pretty active there in the autocross world. I got to instruct at a couple of track days and sneak out on track in between sessions and whatnot. And I kind of got that out of I got sort of racing and like the competitive aspect of it like out of my system. I had an absolute blast with it, but it can bring out the worst in people pretty quick. And when I first got into FPV and I tried racing, I really saw that. There was a group in Charleston that I went and raced with, and like they were just very competitive, and it was not like a very friendly kind of atmosphere. It was very like sort of cutthroat and like, fuck you, I win, fuck you, I win. And I was distancing myself from that. And also like I found it to be really frustrating, to be honest, because like it's just, competitive stuff breeds frustration in my opinion. freestyle and like cinematic flying, it is art, right? Like you are creating this like very specific sort of form of art because it's not judged. It's not like it's this, you know, weird thing with a camera moving in full three-dimensional space. And if you do a lot of it, you know, I do legitimately think that it can become art, right? Like there's plenty of FPV footage in films. Try to argue with me that films aren't art, right? Like, sure, some low budget shitty films are not art. Okay, you can totally argue with that. But proper filmmaking is absolutely artwork, and everything involved is artwork, and FPV is involved in that. You'd arguing that freestyle FPV is not art. Okay, we can have that conversation, but cinematic FPV done well, 100% is art. And that's what I was kind of moving towards. I'd also, in tandem with motorsport, I started shooting still photography, and I did that for a little over 10 years in that sort of bracket of time. And so I got introduced to that that world of, you know, art, and it really kind of connected with me. I got introduced to it early on with playing drums. My parents got me playing drums at like the age of 9, and then I took many years of private lessons with a incredibly like well-known jazz drummer, Tony DiNicola, up in New Jersey. And then I went to college actually for TV radio, and so like I've had plenty of times in my life that that I've been exposed to like real, you know, hate to keep saying the word, but art. And yeah, it's what I prefer over like super competitive stuff. The competitive element of things tends to kind of kill it for me. I don't like it. It's too much pressure. It's too much stress. It, like I said, it brings out the worst in people. You know, so yeah, there you go. There's a long answer to a short question. I'm good at that. C. Joe with a 199 super chat. He says, I'll have my Bentley driving tomorrow or Wednesday. That's pretty awesome. Very cool. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I found out yesterday, the day before, that apparently my Miata got run into while it's been at this shop, the same shop that had T-Pain's car for 6 years and fucked it all up. And so, yeah, apparently the passenger side door is destroyed. So this guy has to now find and buy me a new passenger side door and replace that. So I got that going for me. That was the passenger side door was one of the only body panels on that car that hasn't been replaced. Both front fender. When I lived in Charleston, a drunk neighbor in my parking in my apartment complex ran into the driver's side rear quarter panel one night, and then he ran into the passenger side front quarter panel one night. The driver's side rear quarter panel you can't really replace. It's like a part of the car. The passenger side, the front quarter panels you can replace. So I've replaced the front passenger side one. When I was in traffic one morning, an SUV with some lady driving just wasn't paying attention. Like bumper to bumper traffic. She just drives into me and continues to drive into me. Like after she hit me and her giant dumbass SUV like stopped, she just continued to push the gas pedal and like damn near drive over the top of my car. And so that destroyed the driver's side front quarter panel and the driver's side door, both of which I replaced. And so yeah, the passenger rear quarter and the passenger door were the only panels. Oh, and the drunk guy smashed the rear of the car at some point as well. So yeah, the one of the two body panels that hadn't been destroyed has now been destroyed. So I've got one original panel left, and no car. I very well might never get the car back. When I got into the accident a couple years ago, I destroyed the hood and the front bumper, and that's what the car went in for, was to have them replaced, as well as a couple other small things. But it was basically just that: put a new front bumper on that I supplied, put a new hood on that I supplied, and the car's been there for 6 years because the dude's a scumbag. But I'm an idiot. When I first met T-Pain, chasing him at a drift event, and we talked for like 45 minutes, and I was at some point talking about my Miata, and I just got into the accident. He was like, "Oh, you got to take it to my buddy George. He's been doing my cars. He's been doing a great job." This is going like 5 years back, and then yeah, 4 years after that, all of a sudden T-Pain does 26 story time Instagrams in a row talking about his experience with GMG Performance Garage and how much of a nightmare it was. And he's like going through his DMs with them, and he's like, "Look at this shit, September 16th, 2016 or whatever, like 2021. He says to me he needs more money." And I'm sitting here on my fucking phone like, wait a second, scrolling back in my conversation to that, like 2 days later, the motherfucker hits me up for more money. I'm like, God damn it. So, yeah. Eventually I'll get it back. I don't really have a great place to park it right now. And like I still have the Mazda 2, so like it's whatever. I made the massive mistake of paying him in full for the work, and so like I can't necessarily just walk away from $1,600, and like he will get the car done. And so, yeah, like if at some point I absolutely do need it back, I'll message him and be like, dude, I'm coming to get it. Like, get it as close to done as you possibly can. I'm done with you. But yeah, at the moment, whatever. I'm just being as patient as I can. Pedro's Nightmare. Make sure you don't put a dot after CiottiFPV. It didn't light up an orange for me, but I just happened to see it. Pedro's says, "Are TBS Lucid boards good? Trying to build my first drone." I personally stay away from TBS stuff, but I believe 533 tested the the TBS Lucid ESC, and I think it might be good. Let me see. I don't think it's on Evan's channel. I think it's... Oh, no, here it is. This is the one. Yeah, so this is the one. Watch this video. Yep, the TBS Lucid ESC is in this video. There you go. Link is in the chat, or just search for Evan Turner's channel, ESC Deathmatch, and you'll find it. But I did put the link in the chat. Awesome test. The guys at 533 are fantastic. Cole FPV says, "Bless you." Thank you. Nyafu says, "I meant when the chat answers questions or tries to add to topics from 15 minutes ago without repeating the topic, so you could just end up going, what is he talking about?" Oh. Yeah, right. Type full questions, people. Don't assume that anybody remembers what you said even 5 minutes ago. Lewis says, I tuned a new build yesterday. I still get a bit of prop wash out of hard turns. Is that normal?" The new build that Lewis tuned is on an AIO 5, and it's 18.8 grams. I'm going to assume that it's a 1.2 inch prop build. A 1.2 inch prop build at 18.8 grams, you're probably not going to be able to get it tuned perfectly. And so, yeah, that might be normal, but it depends on so many things, right? It depends on what frame you used, how tall the ducts are, mainly on the frame, what motors you're running, what propellers you're running, how you tuned it, obviously. But there are, like tunes. The actual tune on a quad has less to do with its flight performance, and the flight performance is how it does everything, including how it handles prop wash. The tune itself has less to do with the flight performance than everything else. The frame, the motors, the props mainly, but also how fresh are your batteries, all up weight, lots of stuff, right? And so, yeah, sometimes you just and this absolutely happens with tiny whoops. Most of my tiny whoops, if I try hard enough, I can get them to prop wash. To me, where you want to stop pushing a tune is when it stops prop washing in like 98% of scenarios. To the point where, like, sure, if you specifically put it into prop wash, you'll get a little bit. But like if you just fly a couple of batteries in a row, there won't be any prop wash. And even that right there is going to vary hugely from one person to the next. Those of us that are super old school in FPV, we came up on shit flight firmware that did not handle prop wash all that well. And so we learned how to fly around prop wash. I can take a rig that's got a horrible tune on it, and you'll never know, because I know how to fly in a way that doesn't put a quad into situations that it's going to wobble all over the place. The newer you are in FPV, the less you probably know how to fly around prop wash, because the firmware just keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. And so, yeah, that could be totally normal. You could need to swap motors. You could need to swap props. You could need to swap frame. You could need to change the way that you, right? There's so many things that affect that. So yeah, there you go. Jimmy the Cow says, I got my hooves on the SKRRRT 0702 40 bajillion kV motors with the 1.5 millimeter motor shafts for an ultimate indoor freestyle build with bleed eye and ORT. Biblade or triblade for 65 millimeters. Biblade if you want more slidiness. Triblade if you want more grip. I prefer triblades for indoors because everything is like claustrophobic, right? Like you got your fucking coffee table and then your couch, and it's like hard to get in between. The Biblades are fun because they slip all over the place, and you can go upside down and go sideways across the room off throttle a little bit easier. But with the Biblades, I crash a little bit more often than I would like, and so I prefer tries. For you though, with a 1.2 inch prop build on 1.5 millimeter motor shafts, there are no good tri-blades at the moment. Hopefully there will be soon, but at the moment there are no good tri-blades for you. So for right now, you're going to go with the Gemfan 1210 biblades, and then at some point there'll be some tries for you. But yeah, the Gemfan 1210 biblades on Weebleed have a 1.5 millimeter opening, and so you'll be able to run those on those motors. And they're a good prop. They're not a great prop, but they're a good prop. CJ says, no, my condolences for your Miata. That's okay. I've been I've had the car for a long time. I did a lot of amazing things with that car. I've had so much fun with that car. If I never got it back, it would be like weirdly okay. I've done, I'm not gonna say I've done it all with that car, but I've done enough with that car. I've had plenty of fun with that car. I will eventually get it back, but like, yeah, my motorsport, I've gotten to do more than 99% of people in motorsports and in cars, and I'm super appreciative of that. I'm not gonna be a fucking spoiled brat and you need to do more. Like no, I've been incredibly lucky to do a lot of really cool shit, and so yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Natter FPV with $1 super chat. Thank you, brother. Mick Bucas says, sorry to hear about your race experience. I would try again. I suck at racing, but the dudes at races here are not just world-class racers, but super supportive, helpful, and friendly. Yeah, you know, like in the competitive world, there are absolutely great people. Don't get me wrong. Like, always, there are always good people, but there are also shitty people, and they tend to be loud. And I also am a person that gets very competitive. It's just the way that, like, if I get put in a competition-ish setting, I become more competitive than what I like. I don't like that side of myself. And so, you know, the easy thing to do is just to not go into those situations rather than trying to grow as a human being and fix that part about yourself. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff to do in the world. It's fine. Mupshot says, cut your losses with this dude and haul your car away. Park it at JB's barn. Yeah, right. That would cost me about $1,000 to tow it from here to Joshua's house. C. Joe with a $1.99 super chat. He says, your move, Mupshot. Nice. Thank you, dude. Natter with a $5 super chat. He says, $5 woohoo, give me those water slide stickers. You got it, brother. Jimmy the Cow says, those water slide stickers are life. CiottiFPV is the king of them. Good to be the king. Shelby Voles in the house. What's up, Shelby? How the hell are you, man? Did you get a whoop built yet? Shelby was blown away at how far whoops have come at Castle Crash this year, and he was very kindly watching me fly a bunch and hanging out with me, which was super cool because he's just such an awesome guy. And he was like, dude, I need one of these fucking tiny whoops. I'm like, yeah, we'll get you hooked up, man. And then of course we both got busy with 18 different things. If you're not already whooping, message me and let's get it done. It's not hard. The formula for a really good whoop is very straightforward. We can in 5 messages back and forth on Instagram or wherever, I can get you ready to go. And then the build is stupidly simple. You're gonna fucking plug the motors in. It's great. You might need to solder on a battery lead, but you might actually not. A lot of times, a lot of these whoop builds nowadays are solderless. It's really absurd. But yeah, message me and we'll get you up. Jimmy the Cow. Oh no, we got that. Julio with a $1.99 super chat. He says, "Thanks for the shout out yesterday. You're certainly welcome." What was the refresh my memory? What was the shout out, Julio? I have a hard time keeping straight all of your there's a bunch of you, right? But then each one of you a lot of times will have one name on Discord, one name on Facebook, one name on Instagram, one name on here, and so it's like blah, 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 you know, and I have trouble. Julio says, you put me in the music intro. Oh, how? What? Tell me more. Ginger says, but motor plugs are booty. I mean, not really, but I like my motors with that sweet solder for all the beginners. It's great. Not just for beginners, but for people that crash a lot. One of the most frustrating things to me about direct soldered motors is that when you bang up a motor and you need to replace it, sure, you can try to desolder and resolder the motor with everything still in the frame, but you're going to melt the frame, and then the frame's going to break, and it just sucks. So, realistically, you've got to pull all the motors off, pull the ESC out, and it's just, an unnecessary amount of work. I've been around for 10 years in FPV. I've spent thousands, and I'm not exaggerating, I've spent thousands of hours tearing rigs apart, fixing them, and putting them back together. And it's one of the things that I got really sick of and I almost got out of FPV because of. And so motor plugs are one of the great things, as far as I'm concerned, about tiny whoops, because switching a motor out now takes 2 minutes and you don't complain about. You just do and it's done. And so it takes that really annoying part of FPV that never goes away out of the equation. And if you want to do this for a long time and get really good and enjoy it for a long time, I think that's kind of important. That's just me though. Oh yeah, Fizz, thank you. Julio, thank you so much. Incredibly generous, man. Well deserved. You being on the top top patrons list. Thank you, man. Very cool. Mick Mucus, thank you for the $2. So yeah, so much so, I love motor plugs so much that I actually put them on to the 2S big power baby turtle here. And it still flies great. The runtime is still totally fine. It still makes tons of power. And like, see, that's the kind of thing, right? Like, I'm not saying, nor have I ever said, that the motor plugs are the same efficiency or anything like that. Like, they're not. You're going to absolutely lose a little bit of efficiency and a little bit of power by running motor plugs, but you're going to gain all of these other things, right? And all of those other things offset the losses, especially now that we have batteries and motors and props that perform good enough. Like, if we were in a scenario where none of the motors made enough power, none of the batteries had enough milliamps, right? Then sure, direct soldering motors would be awesome and like kind of required, and that would add to the list of positives, right, that they have. But that, in my opinion, that is not the case. We can get plenty of performance, even going up to big old 1103 motors on triblade 2-inch props, pitchy triblade 2-inch props too, right? On 2S, right? Even in this scenario, the motor plugs are not that much of a voltage vampire. I'm fucking proud of myself for that one. That yeah, that it's an issue. So I get both sides of it. If you don't crash a lot, or if you don't hate repairing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, then yeah, direct solder motors, you're gonna get a little bit more runtime, a little bit more power. Here's the other thing though. I've had plenty of direct soldered Tinywhoops, and they have broken motor wires off more often than the motor plugs. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe it does, but that has absolutely been the case for me. I think why that's happening is that the little 30 gauge wires with like 8 individual strands in each one of them, I think that no matter how fast we are getting onto and off of those wires, I think that it's just too small of a wire, and the solder is wicking significantly down the bare wires and causing that like stiff kind of weak point. But yeah, I've had way better luck durability wise with the motor plugs themselves, and durability is another thing that I, in my personal list of priorities, durability is up really high. I'm done fixing these fucking things over and over and over again. Like, I will do stuff that makes these things fly significantly worse if it makes them significantly more durable, so that I can spend more time flying rather than repairing. Folks that have not been into the hobby for a decade are not nearly as burned out on building and repairing. On one hand, cherish those days, but like, look, here's the thing. Eventually, you're gonna get burned out on it. Like, you're not gonna be 10 years into this hobby like, oh, I broke another motor. Yes, I get to take this whole fucking thing apart again. Awesome. I've only done this 40 times. The 41st time is gonna be the most enjoyable. Like, you're probably not. So like, think about that, right? Like, think about. Or maybe you don't care. I don't know. Like, when I get into something, I try to do it for a long time. I love, like, really getting into something and like, really getting good at it and learning it, like, top to bottom. And, like, I love that process. And so for me, like, in my mid-40s now, I've run plenty of stuff into the ground. I ran photography into the ground. I ran airsoft into the ground bad. I ran playing drums into the ground just from like kind of doing it too much and not slowing down at any point. And so for me, I realize these things early now, and I can like, okay, let me not do this thing that's going to ruin this for myself. And so, yeah. Sage advice from a wise old man. Maybe. Just in case I didn't get it, McMucus, thank you for the $2 super chat. Cjo says, you look great for dealing with the stress of frying components for 10 years. McBuga says, "Tell us about your bracelets." So this is a little friendship bracelet that I got for the family. There's a little local Christmas market, and they had lots of like handmade stuff. And so yeah, I got 4 of these for the whole family, and I'm the only one wearing it. But you know, it's the thought that counts. And then this is a Pura Vida bracelet that they sell at surf shops. Whenever I go to surf shops, I tend to buy most of my wardrobe at privately owned surf shops. This is really fun but dangerous when I lived in Charleston at like 5 minutes away from the beach. But yeah, every vacation that I go on, I try to find a surf shop, and I'll buy a bunch of shit to support local businesses, but also because like I identify as a growing up. I just loved the idea of like surfing. I lived pretty far inland, but when I got the chance to, I would boogie board and or eventually surf. Eventually I learned how to surf. I never bought a board, but I would rent boards. And that's always sort of just been like my style, I guess you could say, or whatever. And so, yeah, when given the opportunity, I buy a bunch of those clothes and other gear and shit like that. And yeah, there you go. Mick Bucas says, "Hit the like button, dudes. We be gambling." License to Drive's in the house. He says, "My income is disability benefits, which is why I've never done any Patreon stuff, but that doesn't stop me doing 3D print designs for everyone. My RP4 TD antenna holders are about to be released." License to Drive is a perfect example of how you can like support people and or the community with your time rather than with your money, right? Like some people have more money than time, and so they support stuff with their money. Some people have more time than money, and they can support stuff with their time, and that's like amazing. You know, that's such a great sort of realization. It's in America especially, it is super common to feel like if you're not supporting with your dollars, and this Christmas is a perfect example of this, right? Like I this year I heard Christmas described. I can't believe I've never heard this before, but I heard Christmas described as using your money, like showing your love with money, or just like using money to as a substitute for love. And like, yeah, man, it's one of the things that like capitalism breeds, right? Like you this feeling that if you don't put enough of your money somewhere, that you're less than, or you're not successful, or whatever. And like I've doing something that you love full time, you typically don't make like sure, a couple of people make tons of money doing that, and we see them on YouTube and we see them on the news or whatever, and that's great and all, but most people that chase something that they love, something that they enjoy to do for work, are not going to make a lot of money. And I'm one of them. And it's, as someone who worked in sales in his 20s and then as a project manager in my 30s and made really good money, that's been a struggle. That's been something that I've worked on a fucking ton in therapy over the last bunch of years. And it's tough, but like the reality is that, like, you know, where are you getting your enjoyment from? Like, if you get more enjoyment from doing something that you enjoy, hopefully not driving it into the ground, and making enough money to live, then doing something that you don't care about or maybe even hate, making a whole bunch of money and then spending that money on something that you love, right? It's different ways to live. There's no right or wrong. It's just different ways to live. I'm in a season in my life right now where I'm doing it one way. I previously did it a different way. One's not right. One's not wrong. You know, it's just, and like, I don't know, the optimist in me wants to say, like, you should try both. Some people aren't lucky enough to try both. It can be pretty reckless to try both. To try the other way, right? I was pretty reckless doing this. You know, I started doing this full time when I got laid off from a project management job, at the pandemic when they fired 30-something% of their staff. And I was presented with an opportunity. It was pretty reckless for sure because I hadn't monetized this at all, right? I started from literally zero, not even with enough subscribers to monetize these live streams, right? To be able to get super chats. But I got lucky because like the timing was kind of right? I was not ready to start working somewhere else. I didn't have another job lined up. And so I got kind of lucky, but it was still pretty reckless and continues to be pretty reckless, right? Like I struggled to like last year was the first year that I had healthcare since the pandemic. Like that's insanity. The money that I spend on healthcare, I spend on mental health, a very expensive talk therapist, but my mental health is the thing that has been trying to kill me, literally, more than anything else, and so it made sense to kind of do it that way. But it's still pretty reckless. But you know, we're not here forever. If there's something that that you think you can make work, maybe go for it. Maybe not, but maybe go for it. It works for some people, and like, you know, maybe you do it for a couple of years and it doesn't work out. Like, look, that's awesome. I hate this, like, oh, and like we do it to ourselves too, but like, oh, he tried to do that and he couldn't even do it. He fucking sucks. Like, no, dude. Like, the fact that you did it, the people that say that shit, they're the people that don't do anything with their lives, that don't do anything cool, and they live in this hate-filled apocalypse, just tearing other people down. Like, you know, it's amazing if you chase something like that or do something like totally different, right? Like that's incredible. And if you can do it for 6 months, that's 6 awesome months. If you can do it for 6 years, that's great too. You know, do stuff, do crazy shit, friends. Not that crazy. Crazy within reason. CJ says, I feel like the money is love, and also a big thing with Valentine's Day for some reason. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how money gets tied up with love. Ginger FPV, stop putting 2 ats before CiottiFPV. It doesn't turn it orange. I almost didn't see it. He says, I lived and worked in Charleston back in 2019. I worked with Sean Brock. No shit, at McCrady's tasting room. Loved it there. Hated the traffic. But now I live in Orlando, Florida. Traffic here is freaking horrible. For those of you that don't know, Sean Brock is pretty notorious for revitalizing Southern gourmet, Southern cooking as gourmet rather than just like slop. And he has some of, if not the best restaurants in Charleston and Tennessee. His main spot is called Husk, and it is pretty incredible. I had the pleasure of eating at Husk Bar a bunch of times when I lived in Charleston, and the actual restaurant once, and then I actually got to eat at the real restaurant up in Tennessee. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Cjo says, no, we got that. Moss1 says, ew, Rotor Riot. Water Wyatt War Crimes. It's my favorite Izzy Boop quote of all time. All right, people. It's 11:03. It's time to do the giveaways, and I think there's a song, isn't there? There is a giveaway song. FizzPV hooked us up. I forget because it's like a month between giveaways, and so I forget that there's a song. All right, so those of you that are patrons have full Discord access. One of the text channels you have access to is called I Always Forget. And on I Always Forget, it's called the Video Collective. This is a spot for you to post your flying, your edits, your whatever. I grab the 3 most recent things in there. Come on now. Computer be struggling. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta do a thing. I gotta do a thing to get ready for this. I forgot Patreon changed the schlip schlap, and so I have to bing bong the jingle jangle. All right, so hold on. I have to just hit this exporting. Okay, that's fine. Exporting. Okay. Exporting. Okay. Exporting. Okay, so now those are going to come through email. Why is the camera having such a hard time? There we go. Okay, so while I'm setting these up here, you guys are going to get to watch the 3 most recent patrons that posted their flights and or edits into the video collective. And it looks like the first one is Off Axis. And the second one is Andrew T. Seize Up FPV. Oh, why would you put it in that window? Brave. Come on now. Oh boy, what is happening here? The computer is just having a crisis. I'm not going to play any of your guys' music because if it's copyrighted, I'll get ding-donged in the face. And nobody wants that. Third one is Burlak. Stop opening it there. All right. Enjoy these while I set the giveaways up. I'll be back in a second. Longer than a second. Here come the links to these 3. I want you guys to click these goddamn links and go subscribe to these channels because these are your fellow FPV pilots that are actually putting their flight footage up, possibly with music, possibly chopped up, and nobody's doing that anymore. And so if we don't support the people that are actually doing this, we're not going to have anything to watch, goddammit. So hit those 3 links that I just posted and subscribe to those fucking channels and maybe even like leave a comment because these are the people doing the thing that takes all the extra work. And then we go on and we're like, I want to watch some FPV flights and there's nothing. And if a bunch of you subscribe to their channel, they'll feel bad about not doing the next edit. We browbeat them into doing this. And pretend like it's okay. All right, here you guys go. Here's Off Axis up first. I need to hit this, and hold on, let me make sure that this is going to work.
Well, hello there, Gangly Gang. Welcome to CiottiFPV's monthly giveaway. The only stream where the props spin fast, the motors hum sweet, and the giveaways. Oh, honey, they're hotter than a soldering iron on a Sunday morning. Deal round 1, Tinywhoop tease. Let's start small, shall we? Our Tinywhoop tier, the pocket rockets, the bedroom flyers, the ones who know how to keep it tight in tight spaces. One lucky pilot's about to get a little package that'll make the ducks flutter and the goggles fogger.
Size isn't everything, sugar,
But it sure helps when you're flying through lampshades.
we're round 2.
3-inch thrill. Next up, the 3-inch tier. The
damn it.
mid-range lovers, the backyard acrobats, the
Patreon,
ones who
why do you have
like
to
a
do this?
little wiggle with their throttle this prize. Oh, it's got curves, baby, motors, frames, maybe even a little something to tickle your ESCs.
Not too big, not too small.
Just right for a little afternoon delight.
Round 3.
5-inch full send.
Round 3.
5-inch full send. Now we're talking full size, full send, full fantasy. The 5-inch tier, you like it loud, proud, and upside down. This giveaway's got thrust, baby. It's got punch. It's got the kind of gear that'll make your neighbors peek over the fence and say, "What is that buzzing?"
Careful now.
This one's got enough power to blow your canopy clean off.
Fizz bonus round.
Super chat time. And for all you gorgeous viewers out there who just dropped in for a little love,
Don't be shy.
$5 $1 super chat or a sweet little PayPal tip gets you into the open giveaway. No strings, no tears, just pure, unfiltered FPV affection. $5 never felt so good, did it?
All right, we've teased, we've tickled, and now it's time to reveal who's getting lucky tonight. We're flipping the switch, spinning the props, and letting fate do the dirty work.
Don't be shy.
Well, the new way that I have to do this is apparently so shit that the song's not even long enough. So God damn it. This process used to be so easy and simple and chill, and now they just Patreon really fucked this all up. This is really stupid. I try to do this live so that if you guys jump onto the Patreon like in the beginning of the live stream, you'll still be on here. I might not be able to do that anymore. I might have to do this before the stream because it's just such a horrible process now. But we're almost there. I'm almost there, I promise. This. I didn't even get to the third one because I got all thrown off and flustered. Here's Burlak. Jesus, this is insanity. All right, got that. Got that. Got that. All right, submit. 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 All right, we're pretty much there. Teddy, what are you chewing on over there, buddy? What's that? Is that something that I'm going to be upset that you're destroying? Yeah? All right. Sounds good, buddy. Thanks for being a jerk. All right, there you guys go. Get onto those channels. I'd love to know what's going on back here. This window is just like stuck. I don't quite know what's going on with this. Okay. This is just here now. We're just it's just here now forever. Fine. All right. So, here we go. Here's what you're playing for. Oh shit. Smirk Station with $1 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. He says appreciate you. I appreciate you right on back. Ginger says, hope you're having a good day, buddy. I am, man. Today was sort of a waste of a day, but some days just be like that. And that's okay. Tomorrow we'll be here soon enough, and we'll give it another try. Tinywhoop and Toothpick tier is, as always, up first. Here's what you're playing for. These first three are for patrons, as I described at the beginning of the live stream. We've got a ton of stickers. This sticker pack is also in the fourth giveaway, which is super chat based. I'll explain that more in a minute. FPV says fire song. Nyafu says a 30 milliliter thing of E6000 just blew up on my thumb. E6000, such good stuff, but I would not want it all over my hands. International Game Whoop, Broken Prop Crew, Biblade Holographic, Whoop Championship, Biblade, iGal5, Biblade Secret FBI Man, Garbage Pail Kids Biblade, Vegan Sticker, Build Fly Crash Die Repeat. So again, this sticker pack is also in with the super chat giveaways, which will be the fourth one. This giveaway also, this Tinywhoop Toothpick tier giveaway also includes a set of old school quad blades. Look at these old bastards. Yeah. A set of a little bit newer school triblades with one. So these are 0.8 millimeter hub for the brushed motors. This is 1 millimeter hub. And then 1.5 millimeter hub, 1.6 inch prop. So bunch of different sized propellers for funsies. One of my ORT Micro V 4.6 centimeter with extra long shrink wrap antennas that I sell in my Etsy store. The exact right length for Tinywhoop builds to get the antenna just out here, but not too far out and not too short where it rips the UFL off. And a fresh pack of NX69 300s from Newbie Drone. This also comes with the NX69 lead. So it's got the lead in here and 4 fresh batteries. Give NX69 a shot. Let Newbie Drone know what you think and let them know where you got the those batteries from. Whoopfox says, hell yeah, my old props. Yeah. Whoopfox sent tons of propellers in that I sorted out and now slowly put into the giveaways. Okay. Here we go. The goat is ready. Let's go full screen. Everybody in this tier is strewn about. Let's see who's going to win. Got the right one on? The goat is hanging in, man. He's hanging in. He's a goddamn trooper, this screaming goat. Cole Morris is hanging in down by the antenna. He hasn't been blown away yet. Tiago up by motor number 2. Wow, look at that. Tiago Ramos, you have won, my friend. I don't usually randomly call the name of the person that wins, but maybe the computer was listening. Congrats. Tiago is an old school fan, man. Tiago. M-O-S. Is that legible? Can I read my own writing? Sort of. Cool. Congrats, Tiago. I haven't seen you in chat in a while. Hopefully, when you get this package in the mail, you'll be like, oh shit, I remember CiottiFPV. I'm going to start watching his streams again. Hopefully it's not like, oh shit, I didn't realize that I was still paying him money every month on Patreon. Let me go fix that. All right. There we go. Cool. Next up, we've got the 3-inch micro brushless and Cinewhoop tier, and it is a prop extravaganza. These are my favorite 3-inch props for the bigger sort of builds. These are GemFan 3052s, 3052 in the clear color, so you can barely see them if you have props in view. It looks like 2, maybe 3 sets of these. These are kind of like my second favorite 3-inch propellers. These are the Dal Cyclone. Oh, shit, 3042? Is that what they are? I'm getting old, man. Starting to forget shit. Nope, 3028, 3028. These are a little bit more durable than the GemFans, but not quite as pitchy. They also don't come in great colors. They come in this day glow yellow and like a light blue color. They don't make these in like clear or smoke crotch gray or anything like that. But other than that, these are fantastic propellers. For the Cinewhoop folks, we've got the GemFan 75mm by 3-3, I think. If you've got a lighter Cinewhoop, 3-inch, of course. If you've got a lighter Cinewhoop, these are the jam. If you're dragging around like a full weight GoPro Hero, 120 plus grams, and your motors aren't super high kV, these might not be quite enough. But like for the Avada Killer, for example, these props are absolutely phenomenal. This is going to be the best mix of a pitchy prop that's going to make a lot of power, but also only 3 blades, so that you're going to get a little bit of extra efficiency from the fact that they're only tri-blades. So these are really, really nice. You could argue that these are the best Cinewhoop props ever. I don't think so, because most Cinewhoops are too heavy for these propellers, and most Cinewhoop motors don't have enough kV for these propellers, rather. I said motors a second ago. But if you've got enough RPM or a light enough build, these are arguably the best Cinewhoop props that there are. For the 3.5-inch crowd, these are the GemFan 3.5-inch tri-blades. Same thing, but just bigger sized. When you go to this bigger propeller, it's going to be able to pick up more weight. So, again, these very well could actually be the best 3.5-inch Cinewhoop props. And then my favorite, and in my opinion, the best, 3-inch Cinewhoop propellers. These are the Gemfan D76s. 5 blades, just enough pitch, nice and quiet. These are the jam. Most Cinewhoop motors pair really well with these props. So some freestyle stuff, some Cinewhoop stuff. Let's see who's gonna get, dare I say, propped up? That's a little cringe, but you know, I'm kind of a stepdad, so I'm allowed to have dad jokes and be cringe, right? Here we go. Let's see who's gonna win. Joe is on the top right corner. He's hanging in. Metal Dirtskin is up a little bit above motor number 4. He's still there. Brian Morris off on the very top left. He's still hanging tough. FPV in the bottom left. He's still there as well. Everybody's been blown away that I just mentioned. Other than JMP. That's weird, dude. I mean, the computer, like, my voice is going in through the microphone to the computer, but I'm pretty sure that Pokey FPV, who designed this randomization, did not build in the functionality for it to listen and know what I'm saying and make that person win. But 2 times in a row, the last person that I said, randomly looking around the screen, is the one who won. So, you know, witchcraft. JMP, congratulations. You got some props coming to you. FPV, right? JMP, FPV. Got it. Up next is the 5-inch tier. Whoop Fox says, where can I find those Dow 3028s? I got a set from you and love them and need more. Oh, boy. Sounds like they're not making them anymore. I don't know. And I, you know, you can just Google search Dow 3028 as easily as I can. I didn't realize that they're not making them anymore. I would have kept these if I'd known that. Get FPV, do you have us? No. Oof. Wait. Nope. Well, there's always the Gemfan 3052. So, just so that you know, Foxier is Dow. And be careful, though. They have 2 of these. They have the 3018. You don't want those. You want the 3028s. Okay, looks like you can still get them from Foxier. So there you go. High efficiency, fast response. And it looks like they're on sale. Only in that crazy green, though. But the crazy green is the better color than the, like, Tiffany blue, I guess you could call this. So yeah, there you go. Get them direct from Dow/Foxier. Maybe they still don't actually have them. All right, so we did this one. Here's the 5-inch tier. Here's what you're playing for. Another prop extravaganza. We've got 2 sets of, what are these? Hurricane 5146s? Yeah, pink. Let me just make sure. Yep. Pink MCK 5146s. We've got 2, it looks like 2 sets of the Gemfan Hurricane 5149s. Big boy, strong, heavy, fast propellers. Look at this, yo. Christmas props. Most of you haven't even seen these before. These are kind of rare. Gemfan sends these out in their sponsor boxes every Christmas, and then for like a super limited time, you can buy them. There's only 3 of them though, so you're gonna get 3 Christmas props, and then you're gonna use these as Christmas decorations, because if you run them on your quad, you're just gonna break them, and that's silly. So 3 propeller Christmas tree ornaments. And I realized there were just 3 in there. 4 of the schizo props, which are also cool, and like, I don't know what the process is. It might be like that weird water transfer process, but super cool looking. Don't fly these. Put them on the wall. These are decoration props. We've got a set of Are these really 6-inch props? These might be 6-inch props. Kind of looks like they are. Yeah, 60, 42. Get your long range on. Triblades. Gemfan. And then their little brothers, the 5143s, I believe. Tell me what you are. Nope, 5130. 5130 in that same, what do they call this orange? Whiskey orange, I think. And then a set of 6-inch Biblades from Gemfan. These are 6042s. So some freestyle props, some big beefy 5-inch props, and some longer range 6-inch propellers for that lovely big prop adventure. Flying different props is one of my favorite ways to like experience your build flying drastically different, so that which also like kind of improves you as a pilot, because you want to try to like figure out what's different about them. Are they heavier with worse response time? Are they lighter with better response time? Are they more fragile? Are they less fragile? All kinds of good stuff. It's a really valuable kind of like thing to work through. Here, let's see who wins. Bill Beasley's hanging on the bottom right corner. Frank Nicholas is off on the left there. Top right, we've got Preston Roach. Metal Dirtskin is off on the right as well. It's not going to be the last person whose name I said. Complete Networking. Congratulations. You have won a bunch of propellers. You're going to have some fun destroying these in the cold. Complete. Okay, I can't read that at all. That's a C. Complete Networking. Congratulations, dude. Last but obviously not least is the super chat based giveaway. It's $5 a ticket. You can do a PayPal or you can do a super chat. CiottiFPV.com has a link to my PayPal. Just throw in the note like for giveaway or something like that. Every $5 is a ticket. You can get as many tickets as you want. Here's what you're playing for. The main item that you can only get in these giveaways is the Gangly Fan. Danzilla the Terrible makes these specifically for the giveaways. He has said you are not allowed to sell these. These are just for the giveaways, and I think that is absolutely awesome. I really love it. The Gangly Fan is barrel plug powered, so you just plug in your goggle batteries to this. You can get a power supply, but use your 2S or 3S goggle batteries for these. It's awesome. Little power switch on it. Beautiful red glittery front polycarb, I think this is. And then the current version, every version of these that he makes, he uses a different back plastic. So this one right now, they're all purple in the back here. I think the next bunch of them, maybe starting next month, I think it's a glittery purple in the back. Don't quote me on that. But like if you already have a Gangly Fan, you know, keep playing because you got to have multiples. You can use this as a smoke, as a solder fume sucker. It'll stand up like this, or you can lay it flat and then put your digital shit on top of it so that you don't melt your expensive ass 04 VTX. Just awesome, man. He goes to his local library has a CNC, and that's where he cuts out the plastic here, and then he assembles them all. Really, really cool. I appreciate it so much. Love it, love it, love it. So that's the main item, is the Gangly Fan. But we've also got some other fun stuff. We've got the sticker pack, like I said before. And then we've got another one of my super custom, awesome little micro V antennas. We've got a koozie, stick time. It's all about the stick time Biblade FPV koozie. And then we've got a bunch of my favorite propellers at the moment, which are Gemfan 49 something. 4934. There it is. Looks like maybe 3 sets of these 4934s. So lots of fun stuff. Hopefully something for everyone. $5 a ticket. You're supporting me. You're getting the chance to win the most coveted of all the coveted items, the Gangly Fan. Let's get it going. All right. Jimmy the Cow. Holy shit. Jimmy the Cow with a $49.99 super chat. He is getting himself a Gangly fan come hell or high water. Dude, thank you so much. He says, Gangle fan to dry my water slides. Holy hell, Jimmy. Thank you, brother. Super generous. All right, so let's come to this scene here, and I'm going to do Jimmy the Cow, and then I'm going to copy that. And so we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Jimmy the Cow just going for it. Thank you, dude. Super generous. Mini Blocks 80 with a 7 Canadian Californian dollar super chat. He says, let's try to win this. You got it, my friend. There's going to be... We've established who our Goliath is. Now we're going to have a bunch of Davids in here trying to knock him down. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. There we go. Won't be the first time or the last time. Lewis with a $10 super chat. He's a big fan. I see what he did there. Lewis, you're going on here 2 times. You get 2 tickets to the Lack of Guns show. I'm sorry. Douglas. Sorry. Not Denzilla Terrible. I got the D part right. Doug makes these. Doug makes the Gangly fans. Thank you, Denzilla. Jesus Christ. Jimmy the Cow says, I am complete networking. Toss in some water slide stickers I want. You got it, my friend. Let's see. Let's just take care of this. Take care of this properly. We got some water slides from BetaFPV. We're gonna throw a couple of these in because I will absolutely not remember. Let's do some of the. Let's do this. I think it's gonna be this orange sheet. Yeah, it's this orange sheet. Where is it at? Complete. The most complete of all the networking. There you go. You got a whole goddamn sheet of water slides. If you don't use these and post pictures on the Discord, then all of the beatings that you've sent my way to use them are for naught. Don't be like me. Actually use the water slides. Because, like, if you use them and you make your shit look cool, that's maybe the only chance that I'll actually start using these. Although I do just need to get those little nail polish bottles of water slide sticker stuff. But I want to buy them from my local hobby shop that has that hosts the drift car guys, because I assume that they'll have them. So I'm just kind of waiting because I can just get those little bottles from eBay anytime. But I'm trying to support local businesses as much as I possibly can. Shankin with a $20 super chat. He says, "I want that fan, please." Well, you've done the only thing that you can do to get your hands on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4 chances. Thank you for the support, brother. Where are we at here? There we go. And David Ciotti with a $20 PayPal. Thank you so much, Dad. He says 1 each for the first. Here we go. All right. This is actually a really hard one. Sponsored by my father, who's the best, as always. There is 1 ticket for the first 4 people that know my middle name. And, like, whatever my chat looks like. Sometimes, like, your guys' chat will look differently than mine, but I can only go by what my chat looks like. So, if 4 of you know my middle name, you'll get tickets to the No Guns show. Double Deuce with a $5 PayPal. He says, while Danzilla is cool, Frank N makes GG fan 1 ticks, please. What? Double Deuce, also known as Metal Dirt Skin. You are going on here. Thank you, brother. And then Kevin Sumner. Man, I knew that was a hard one. I don't think you guys know. I don't think any of you guys know my middle name. Because nobody's come even close yet. Kevin Sumner with a $50 PayPal. Kevin, thank you so much, dude. He says 5 for each of the 2 players with the fewest tickets. That's fun. So the 2 players with the least tickets are double deuce and mini blocks. And so we're going to take mini blocks, thanks to Kevin Sumner, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to take metal dirt skin, double deuce, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kevin, thank you so much, dude. Incredible. Nobody has come even remotely close. And I'm not going to spoil the surprise and tell you guys what my middle name is. Here's what we will shift my dad's PayPal over to. So it's 4 people. It does start with an M. It's not an Italian middle name though. It's my mom's maiden name. And my dad is the Italian. So here's what we'll do since nobody knows it. What I recently changed. Wait, I recently changed this. What did this used to say? What did this frame used to say? One of you finally got it. All right. Well, I'm not going to say who gets it right because that'll ruin the surprise. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start adding people to the FPV raffle. El Chingon, you've gotten yourself a ticket. I guess that kind of ruins the surprise. But FizzPV, you got a ticket. Jimmy the Cow. And then one more. Shankin. Spaceman Spiff, you were like 1 second off. Giddybots as well. You guys were pretty close. There you guys go. Cool. All right. There it is, people. I don't think there's any more super chats. I think we're good to go. Thank you to everybody that participated. Great fun as always. Shout out to Ryan Scott for changing their Patreon membership to something incredibly generous. Thank you so much, dude. Very, very cool of you. Actually, I need to do something here. Hold on. Hold on, please. Believe it or not, that was the right button to hit, but I gotta do something here. Hold on. Bow. Hey! Hold on. Just gotta take care of this right here. Okay. Got that. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, that doesn't line up very well. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just giving any latecomers a split second to get in. That's all I'm doing. Okay. All right. That's looking bad. How did this happen? No. There we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. All right, we're almost there. I promise. All right, I did it. I did the thing. See that? See, I was just stalling so that Julio could do a $19.99 super chat and get 4 tickets. Julio, thank you for the support. I hope you win. And hit OK here. Hit OK here. All right, Shankin. Oh, and Frank Nicholas as well. Also, Sean R. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Glad to have you on board. Welcome to the Gangly Gang. And there we go. Markers on red. There we go. There we go. Julio, let me get you in here 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Whoops. What the hell happened here? Oh, God. Mail's having problems. Shut up, Mail. Oh, God. It just died on me. What was that about? Come back, Mail. Mail, come back. What? Isn't enough space in your home folder. Go to hell. What? What? There's 530 gigs available. What shit are you talking? Oh, no, there's not, is there? Oh, for fuck's sake. No, there's 41 gigs available. What else do you want from me, Mail? What? I need Mail to open because there was a goddamn... Oh, there it goes. Now it's fine. I hate everything. Frank Nicholas with a $10 PayPal. Thank you so much, Frank. He says, 2 entries, please. You got it, my friend. All right, we're good to go. Let's blow the tickets away and blow all of our minds. Thank you for everybody that supports me. I love you all equally. Here we go. Let's see who wins all the stuff. Dead Goat coming through. Jimmy the Cow is up by motor number 2. He's hanging in. He's also down by motor number 4. Double L Deuce is between motors 3 and 4. Hard top left. I can't read that. It just got blown away anyway. Jimmy the Cow is hard top right as well. It might be Jimmy the Cow. I see a lot of Jimmy the Cow tickets. It's Jimmy the Cow. Congratulations, dude. You have won yourself the gangliest fan in all the gangly fans. Teddy, what are you doing, buddy? What are you eating? What's that in your mouth? Oh, it's a squeaker. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I hate when he gets these squeakers. I always get worried that he's going to choke. Hang on. Come here, buddy. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to take it away from you like I always do. Hi. Yeah, good boy. Yeah. Give me that. All right, good. All right. Well, he ate a bunch of it. Jesus Christ. In theory, that's small enough for him to shit out, though, so we'll be all right. No, don't. No. Hey, stop it. Don't just go take it out of the garbage can. That's not how we play around here. Yes, apparently it's how he plays around here. Back up off me, Teddy. Get out of here. Back up. Back up. It's gone. It's gone, buddy. It's all the way at the bottom. It's gone. Okay? It's gone. See? It's gone. Just relax. Congrats to everybody. Jimmy the Cow. If you are not in my Patreon as Jimmy the Cow, please shoot me a message somewhere. All my contact info is over on CiottiFPV.com. And just say, yo, it's Jimmy the Cow. Here's my address. Or on Patreon, I am blah, 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 so I can get your address off there. Sharpie, don't not work. Jimmy the Cow. Wait a second. No, you're good. You're under complete networking. Right? Yes. Yes. The double win from Jimmy the Cow. Right? Can you confirm that? Yes. All right. Sweet. So I can save $4.76 by combining these two. I hope they're going to fit. Teddy, get out of there! Why did I do this? Why on earth did I think that I could possibly hide something from a herding sheepdog? Get out of there, buddy. Get out of there. Bad dog. He's the baddest. All right. Let me get this shrunken down here. Let's fly a couple of batteries. I put 6 batteries in the stream title. Any questions, fire away. I've got a couple of these Lava V2 280 mAh batteries ready to go. Kevin Summer says, what size battery does the GOAT take? CR2032? You know, thank you for asking that, because I now have to look, and I have a shitload of extra watch batteries floating around, and so all I need to do is open this up, and then I'll see what it is, and then I'll replace the battery. As funny as it is for the GOAT to be dying a slow death. I feel like he's been dying for... What the hell? He's been dying for a long time. Who the fuck... Oh, God. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? You assholes. Ugh. That's real dumb to do it that way. Yeah, I knew it. LR41s. I have a bunch of LR41s. I can now that it's apart, I will swap them out. Maybe I'll just wait and there won't be a goat ever again. Oh, 3 of them, you idiots. Why? A bunch of jerks. All right. Let's further explore these 280 mAh batteries to see if they're a realistic option. The old 260s were like fun and interesting, but really they sagged a little bit too much to be useful. And so you never know. These bigger ones might be the jam. Let's go with a 1.4 inch prop rig. Let's go with a BetaFPV Air65 that I moved up to the bigger frame with the bigger propellers. Kevin somebody says, I feel like the goat's been dying for like 3 years. Maybe. Yeah, Air65 in the Meteor 65 Pro frame with the Gem Fan 35mm S Biblade propellers. This thing is super fun. It's nice and light. If you're going to do one of these 1.4 inch builds, it has to be lightweight. They don't have the response time, and they're really sensitive to weight. If these builds get even a little bit too heavy, the runtime gets so shitty, and the flight performance is not quite as good as 1.2 inch prop Tinywhoops, and they just don't make a lot of sense. If you keep them nice and lightweight, they're very interesting. It's not better. It's not better than 1.2 inch builds. It's just different, and it's more floaty, and it's kind of slower, and it's fun. Danzilla Turbo says, I don't think the goat actually sounds worse. It's always sounded like it was dying a horrible death. FPV says, 280 seems pretty viable, but I guess we'll see. I'd like to see the 280 versus the old 300. Oh, that's a really good idea. I don't have any of the... Can you remind me of that early in a stream, and I'll throw both of those on the charger? That's a really good idea, actually. The old school 300s versus 280s. I like that a lot. Good thinking. All right, let's do some 280ing. I've never run these. I don't think I've ever run these lighter batteries on the lighter frame. Oh, hey, also I have the Zoom mic hooked up, so I can turn off the Shure mic, and now you guys can hear the whole room rather than just my voice. All right, let me cycle the power real quick. Help ELRS hook up a little bit quicker. All right, there we go. Let's see what's what. 1.4 inch Biblade. Oh man, dog is feeling tough right now. Whoa! He took a run at it. Whoa! 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 Oh man, we haven't gotten stomps in a while. Ooh! Double stomp! Oh! Double stomp. Oh! He never seems to care when it does the dance. Uh-oh, until the dance is towards him. Whoa! He's a ferocious beast, everyone! Woo! He said, you shall not pass, motherfucker! Woo! He's full of piss and vinegar tonight. Look at this goddamn dog. Mr. Big Tough Boy. 3 years old, thinking he's a Guardian of the Galaxy. I don't know. Whoa! Whoa! Oh! He took a full-blown run at me. Oh, here's the toy that he destroyed to get the squeaker out of. You bastard, you. I wonder what toy that was. So you see how at the bottom, when I catch this, I'm bouncing up a little bit? That is me not being used to this. I'm doing a throttle blip that's a little too big at the bottom of dives. I got it right that time. I'm starting to adjust. I tend to adjust pretty quick, but that's the kind of stuff, like, that's kind of important. You want to remember that for when you're trying different gear. If you get like a new set of props and every time you go like that, you bounce up like I just kind of did, that's going to mean that those props are making more power or they are giving better response time, right? That's the kind of stuff that you want to notice, especially when you're testing different gear, but also it's what you want to notice to try to improve your flying, right? Like if at the bottom of drops you're not landing perfectly flat and like locking in the way that you want, you can either change your gear to fix that. Looks like YouTube crashed. Or you want to fix your flying. Either or. It's all the same. Well, it's not all the same. One of them you can pay to fix. The other one you have to put time in to fix. Hold on. I just got to fix YouTube. Kind of it's on one hand it's like good but not good that YouTube manages to crash even in Brave. I thought it was maybe just a Chrome thing, but definitely not. The analog feed being super choppy was YouTube crashing. It should be way better now. So that was a 280 mAh battery that got pretty decent runtime. In fairness, I was hovering in front of a dog for the majority of the battery, so this battery will be a better representation. That's annoying that YouTube was crashing, making all that juicy dog footage choppy. Whoa! What's happening, little guy? Why? Why are you freaking out? Oh, yo! Come on now! Stop it! Stop! Why? What? Why? I flew a battery. You were completely fine, and now you've lost your goddamn mind. What's going on? What's that about? Oh, I'm losing video. Why am I losing video? Oh god, the fucking AIO is dying. Ugh, BetaFPV, come on now. Ugh. Oh. You know, this thing was so much fun to fly. Yeah, as I touch the... When I touch the AIO, it goes away and it comes back and goes away and comes back. That sucks. Well, it's here now. Let's see how much more life we can get out of it. Oh boy, no. Oh, I can't see where I'm going. Okay, we're flashing. We're fine. Everything's fine. Oh no, it's not fine. Everything's dark. Oh no! Oh. It came back though. I've adjusted pretty well to this. Oh! Did you guys hear? It just nipped the antenna. Just nipped the cube there. Ooh, Teddy! Oh! You motherfuckers! Oh! What? Ah! Of all the things to crash on! See, every once in a while when I fly this rig, it's a little bit slower, it's a little bit more floaty, and like, every once in a while when I get adjusted to it like this, it's just insane. It's so good. There are other times where I have a harder time getting adjusted to it, and it's a mess. But these 1.4-inch builds, they have potential, man. They really do have potential. What's happening? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ugh, I can't get it out. Hang on. Ugh. Hey, Teddy, stop it! Get out of here. Back up off me. Back up, dog. Back up. What's happening? Who's not spinning? Everything's fine. Good. I don't know why it wouldn't take off over there. I assumed that there'd be something on top of it, but there was not. There was nothing on top of it. That was weird. Build spec is just an Air65 with the Meteor 65 Pro frame and Gemfan 35mm S Biblades. Nothing special. But the Air65 is really light, which is what allows this build with these bigger, heavier, less responsive propellers to be good. I've tried so many times to make these 1.4-inch props work with bigger motors, regular weight builds, and it just doesn't. The build has to be super lightweight. That's the key. That 280 battery only ran for a little over 2 minutes, so it looks like they're still not quite where the 300s are going to be. But we're going to test that. We're going to test that for sure. We're going to fly like 3 of these 280s and then 3 of the old school 300s, and we'll see how they compare. Because I don't know what runtime I usually get on this build. Damn it. Hey, stop it. Ah! See if I can get that. It's one of my favorites. Ah, it's so difficult. I want to let it hang, looking straight down for as long as possible, because it looks cool as hell. But then, like, I gotta get it rotated around and out of there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, too much, too much, too much, too much. Oh, shit. Tell me I didn't just knock down my water bottle. Now we're good. Ooh, that was like a little cork, that one. That was kind of cool. Uh-oh. Nope. You gotta come into it with some momentum. Woo! No, no. Stop it. Come on. Come back. Oh, Teddy was coming to eat me. Can't stop. Can't sleep. Clowns will eat me. Here's the build spec. You gotta tell what it's got from the mirror. There it is. That's all I'm gonna give you. Mirror flip. Oh, that was a shitty mirror flip. Let's try again. Mirror. Oh. Sneak up on the mirror flip. Mirror flip. Oh, a good one. Oh, it did it. It did it. It wasn't pretty, but it did it. Don't be like this. Don't do this. Don't! Yeah, no. Ain't come out of there. I think that's behind the little electric heater. It is indeed. Oh, arr. He's eating it. Oh, he ate it. He took it right out of my hand. Oh my god. Yo, the dog is being insane tonight. Here, watch this. Watch this. Oh shit. It is bad Teddy night tonight. Alright, here, check this out. Watch this. Ah, it's Eddie! Ah! Whoa! Oh, shit. Here we go. Blast off. He's getting tired. So good. Oh, so good. All right. What are we doing? One more? What is it? It's exactly midnight. Oh, we'll do two more. We'll do two more batteries. Drone says, good morning from a frozen UK. Scary. I hate the snow. I hate the cold so much. Islander FPV says, did you pick up any of the Happy Model 04 canopies with the adjustable angle? Not yet. I'm hopefully, I want one of the, wait, no, I got, yeah, I did from Biblade. They're on the Biblade order. Yep. I got some coming. The only other part of the build spec is the motor KV. The Air65 comes with two different motor KVs. These are the 27,000s. So yeah, this is just a frame transplanted Air65 on the 27 motors. All right. Oh, my antenna, my ORT magical antenna. Here we go. Two more real quick. Lots of fun stuff coming up this week. Wednesday, we're going to do the 300 mAh Lava V2 battery smackdown. Friday, we're going to do the X14 that Frank sent me for Christmas. So lots of cool streams coming up this week with lots of new gear. Woo! That's a hell of a beginning of the battery right there. Oh, you. Why would I say it? Why would I ever say that? Oh my god, there's a monster. What's going on in that little peanut-sized brain of his? Oh god. Oh, ooh, it just stopped. Yeah, that was wild. Oh shit. It just stopped when it hit that gate. Oh boy. Oh, that was a juicy fucking batty flip. Oh, damn it. Hey, who has worked on their Matty flips after the live stream I did and has been able to get them figured out? Tag me and tell me. They're hard. It ain't gonna be like watch that stream and just magically do them. It's gonna be like watch that stream, practice a lot, watch the stream again, practice a bunch more. But you can do it, I promise. I promise you can do it. Oh man, it's freaking out again. Stop it! I'm zero throttle! This AIO is not long for this world. The electrical system on this AIO is very unhappy. So I'm zero throttle. Zero throttle still. Nope. Sometimes just slamming them down on the desk like that will magically fix them. This ain't one of those times, unfortunately. I just like pushed on the board, and now all of a sudden it's better. The AIO is on its way out. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh boy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on now. It's more fun to try to get it unstuck. Just gonna drop it down into the cube. Oh my god, I saw that it was going to crash and I just ignored it. So we got 2.5 minutes on that one, a little bit better. We only hovered for a little bit of that battery. UAV Futures in the house says, I wonder how many people know where the term Matty Flip comes from. Not many anymore. Be honest. Type yes or no if you know who... Jesus Christ, I actually can't think of his name at the moment. I keep wanting to say Matty Blunts, but it's not Matty Blunts. That's who everybody thinks did it. It was, God damn it, what the fuck was his name from way back in the day? Matty Stunts. Matty Stunts. Well, I just told you guys. Who knows where that name... Here, Stu, do you know where Matty Stunts' name comes from? What does that name refer to? As in, like, what was his hobby before FPV? So the hang time with this rig... I'm just in the dark. The hang time of this rig is the real magic, and you can really get to see it when I do this kind of stuff. Look at that hang time, yo! Look how long it's inverted! An off throttle. That's the magic of these lightweight 1.4 inch prop rigs. Look at all that hang time, dude! Even on that, even like a smaller throw like that, the hang time is just unfucking matched. I think it's stuck to the, yeah, it was stuck to the PSVR2 headset cable. Oh, so close. Oh, no, 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 get off. Oh, man, we are on fucking fire tonight. Woo, shit. I only usually do that kind of stuff outside. I almost hit myself and then Teddy. That was fucking dope. Yeah, I'm flying all right tonight. Usually, oh, Stu, you got it. Damn, okay, fuck yeah. Yeah, it was from stunting motorcycles. Oh, that was the last battery. That's right. There's only 5. When you buy the lavas, it's only 5 batteries per pack. Damn, dude, I really wanted to fly one more. I'm actually flying decent for a change. Oh well. Well, for once, I'll end it on a high note, on a couple of really gnarly flight moments in a row there. Woo! Yeah, man, this is a really if you've got an Air65, you should do this. The 702 27,000 motors, kV motors, they really come alive on these bigger propellers. Again, these are the Gemfan 35mm S, 35mm propellers, the Biblades. The only problem with this build is that 1mm motor shaft thing. I have another one of these 1.4 inch builds on 1.5mm motor shafts. The problem is the only good props for them are triblades, and they're a little bit too heavy. 1.4 mil already makes the prop heavier, and then it being a tri-blade, it's a little too much. These biblades are really nice because they're a biblade, and so they're lighter, so you get decent response time even though they're bigger and heavier, right? But then the fact that they're bigger makes them a little bit less slippery and a little bit less slidey. So like this combo I absolutely love, but if we could get this combo with a 1.5mm motor shaft, it would just be like, it might become like the best ultimate freestyle indoor build. But yeah, as it sits, it's close. It's close. This is incredibly fun. But yeah, The 1.2 inch builds do have better response time. It is noticeable. It allows you to crash less because you jam the sticks to avoid something, and it literally reacts quicker. So with this being heavier, you have to kind of fly a little bit farther in front of yourself, so to speak. You have to hit the sticks earlier because the response time is a little slower from the heavier, bigger, draggier 1.4 inch prop versus 1.2. But it's still good enough. The response time on this setup is good enough that you can fly it really hard and do really cool stuff. Really, really cool. God damn. Every time I go back to these 1.4 inch builds, I'm like, man, they might be the best. Not quite though. I don't like this Meteor 65 Pro frame quite as much as I like the Cockroach V3 frame. But again, it's pretty close. This frame does have relatively tall ducts on it. Not quite as tall as the V3 here, but tall enough. They're not like little skinny ducts that don't slow the damn thing down. Really fun, man. Really, really, really fun. And all it'll cost you to try this is $4 or $5 for the frame, and then $4 or whatever for a set of these props. And you can try this on pretty much any build. I would not recommend this on like a 40,000 kV motored build. This is really nice for waking up the lower kV motors, like these 27,000 kV. They're BetaFPV, so they're like, you know, 27,000 kV BetaFPV or VCI or RC and Power motors compared to Happy Model, Weebleed, Tinywhoop motors. It's two totally different things. These are probably the same kV as like a Happy Model, Tinywhoop, Weebleed 32,000 kV motor. But yeah, if you have a lower kV motor that you want to make a little bit more power, this is a way of doing it. Whoop Fox says on that last battery at the end, when you did the fakey wall tap thing through the gate by your door, what is that? Seen it on others, but trying to figure it out. Was that where it was like a rewind? Like it came diagonally across, and then it's basically just a rewind. If you have like momentum going in this direction, you rotate yourself. You can do it with roll. You can do it with pitch. Regardless, if you have a directionality, you rotate the complete opposite direction, hammer the throttle, and if you do it just right, it'll trace the same path on the way back, and it'll look like a rewind. That's just, yeah. I don't have a great way of teaching rewinds. I've had a couple people in Fiverr sessions ask me to teach them, and I do a bunch of them, and I tell them to watch my sticks. It's not like a linear move. You can do rewinds in any direction. You can do them going upwards. If you get going upwards really fast, and then you perfectly, it's just about mirroring the direction of travel. And other than telling you that, there's not a lot of other ways that, like, I can watch you do them in a Fiverr session and be like, no, you got to rotate more. But like, it's not like the Matty flip where I can say like, hammer the throttle here, wait, hammer the throttle here, wait till you're looking at the ceiling, right? It's not like a linear kind of thing where it's just like you do it like this or you fuck it up. It's more of like a camera movement kind of deal than anything else. Hopefully that makes sense. Probably not. Nathan Wells says, can you drill out the Biblades to 1.5 millimeters? You cannot. There's not enough meat on the hub, and then it'll just end up breaking at the hub. Also, you can't drill propellers out. They become out of balance. And these little tiny propellers are too small to actually be able to balance them with any kind of decency. Like, you can get it a little bit if you use graphite lead from a mechanical pencil, but it's still never quite right. Islander FPV with the last comment of the live stream says the GemFan 35mm biblades are 0.17 grams and the HQ 35mm triblades are 0.20. That's wild. Yeah, they're very light. Not quite light enough, but they are shockingly light. Thanks for hanging out, friends. Great streams coming on Wednesday and Friday. Don't miss them. Clip something funny from this stream, post it in your local group, send it to a buddy. Let's build this in 2026 so I can do this forever. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for all the support. I love you guys. CiottiFPV.com. Here comes some more RC drift car chasing. Love you. Bye. I'm not ready. I'm almost ready. Now I'm ready. See you guys Wednesday.
Yeah. Out in the yard where the grass grows wild, CiottiFPV's goggles locked, grinning like a child. Teddy spaghetti's fur flies and jet wash dreams. Yeah. Chasing small whoops like a dog possessed fiend. Eyes on a neon blur, hard in the chase. Bit fuzz and prop spin all tangled in place. Yeah. Four-legged rebel with a rotor stir tail in the circus of the sky. They never fail. CiottiFPV, Teddy Spaghetti, dynamic duo kings, barking at the breeze, throttling that top speed thing, zooming through hoops, flipping in style. That schnauzer's got throttle and a toothy smile. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shotty's on sticks, Teddy's on paws. Side by side, legends breaking all the laws. Through the kitchen, over couch scale terrain. Backyard mayhem in their flight domain. No ground too sacred, no loop too tight. Fuzz fuel fury ignites the night. When pilot and pup lock eyes on the prize, every whoop they conquer is a fresh cut surprise. Yeah. Yo, Shotty behind the sticks, Teddy's leading the pack. Prop guard missiles unleashed, never looking back. No leash, no map, just freestyle mic. They on the dog drone streets every day and night. Said whoops, hitting low, gotta nail the dive. Teddy push throttle up, feel the beast come alive. I see the neon arc, got the sticks locked in, Teddy. Yeah, let's rip this loop, ride the roar of the wind, Teddy. Yep. Yeah, CiottiFPV, Teddy Spaghetti, diamond and duo kings, barking at the breeze, throttling at top speed, zooming through hoops, flipping in style. That schnauzer's got throttle and a toothy smile. Teddy Spaghetti. Barking at the breeze, throttling at top speed things, zooming through hoops, flipping in style. That schnauzer's got throttle and a toothy smile. Yeah, when you hear that bar cut the rotor hum, you know Ciotty and Teddy's mission's just begun. FPV's fur-faced legends, legends sing it loud. Yeah, Teddy Spaghetti and CiottiFPV always proud.